Celebrities in a nutshell.
Benito Mussolini, rise and fall of Italy's fascist dictator. Benito Amilcare Andrea Mussolini was born on July 29, 1883, in the small town of Predoppio in northern Italy. His father, Alessandro, was a blacksmith and a socialist, while his mother, Rosa, was a devout Catholic schoolteacher. Mussolini's upbringing was marked by political discussions and ideological conflicts, which would shape his future path. Mussolini initially followed in his father's footsteps, embracing socialism in his youth. He became a journalist and editor for socialist publications, advocating for revolutionary change. However, his views began to shift during World War I, where he served as a soldier and witnessed the war's transformative impact on society. After the war, Italy was plagued by economic hardship, social unrest, and political instability. Mussolini saw an opportunity to capitalize on this turmoil. In 1919, he founded the Fasci Italiani di Combattimento, a paramilitary group that would later evolve into the National Fascist Party. Mussolini's rhetoric promised national rejuvenation, order, and strength, resonating with many Italians disillusioned by the post-war chaos. Mussolini's fascist movement grew rapidly, using violence and intimidation to suppress opposition. In 1922, he orchestrated the March on Rome, a bold demonstration of power that led King Victor Emmanuel III to invite Mussolini to form a government. Once in power, Mussolini wasted no time consolidating his rule, dismantling democratic institutions, and establishing a dictatorship. As Il Duce, Mussolini implemented policies aimed at transforming Italy into a totalitarian state. He centralized power, suppressed dissent, and used propaganda to glorify his regime. Mussolini's vision of a new Roman Empire included aggressive military expansion and the establishment of a corporatist economy, where the state controlled major industries and labor. Mussolini's ambitions extended beyond Italy's borders. He sought to expand Italian influence in Africa and the Mediterranean, leading to the invasion of Ethiopia in 1935. His aggressive foreign policy eventually aligned him with Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany, forming the Axis powers. This alliance would have disastrous consequences for Italy. World War II marked a turning point for Mussolini's regime. Initially, Mussolini sought to stay out of the conflict, but as the war progressed and Germany achieved rapid victories, he felt compelled to join the Axis powers in 1940. Hoping to secure Italy's place as a dominant force in Europe. However, his military campaigns were poorly planned and executed. One of Mussolini's early setbacks was the invasion of Greece in October 1940. Overconfident in a swift victory, Italian forces were met with fierce resistance, and the campaign turned into a protracted and humiliating struggle. German intervention was required to secure a victory, undermining Mussolini's leadership and military capabilities. In North Africa, Mussolini aimed to expand Italian territories, but his forces were ill-prepared and under-equipped. The British Army, led by General Bernard Montgomery, outmaneuvered the Italians in a series of engagements. The eventual defeat at the Second Battle of El Alamein in 1942 marked a significant turning point, forcing Italian troops into a retreat and signaling the beginning of the end for Mussolini's ambitions in Africa. As the war dragged on, Italy's situation worsened. The Allied invasion of Sicily in July 1943 was a critical blow to Mussolini's regime. The successful operation by British and American forces not only weakened Italy's military position but also eroded the confidence of the Italian people and government in Mussolini's leadership. The mounting military defeats and the deteriorating home front led to a dramatic turn of events. On July 25, 1943, Mussolini was deposed by the Grand Council of Fascism and subsequently arrested on the orders of King Victor Emmanuel III. His removal marked the end of his control over Italy, though his story did not end there. In a daring raid, German paratroopers rescued Mussolini from his mountain prison at Gran Sasso in September 1943. Hitler installed him as the leader of the Italian Social Republic, a puppet state in northern Italy. However, Mussolini's power was severely diminished, and he was largely a figurehead under Nazi control. The establishment of the Italian Social Republic did little to change the course of the war. The Allies continued their advance up the Italian peninsula, facing fierce resistance from both German and fascist forces. The war had devastated Italy, with widespread destruction and suffering among the civilian population. As the Allies closed in, Mussolini attempted to flee to Switzerland in April 1945. However, he was captured by Italian partisans near Lake Como. On April 28, 1945, Mussolini, along with his mistress Clara Petacci, was executed by firing squad. Their bodies were taken to Milan and displayed publicly, a final act of retribution by the Italian people. After the war, Italy underwent a period of retribution and reconstruction. Mussolini's legacy remains deeply controversial. While some view him as a visionary who sought to restore Italy's grandeur, others condemn him for the brutality of his regime and the suffering it caused. Mussolini's impact on Italy and the world is undeniable. His establishment of a fascist state served as a model for other totalitarian regimes, most notably Nazi Germany. The consequences of his rule are still felt today, as Italy grapples with the legacy of its fascist past. Historians continue to analyze Mussolini's complex legacy. While he achieved some economic modernization and infrastructure improvements, the human cost of his authoritarian policies, aggressive militarism, and alliance with Hitler cannot be overlooked. The debate over Mussolini's impact reflects broader questions about the nature of power, ideology, and the use of propaganda. Benito Mussolini's life was a journey from a small town in Italy to the heights of political power and influence. His leadership brought significant changes to Italy, both positive and negative, and left a lasting impact on the world stage. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Benito Mussolini's life and legacy. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe to Celebrities in a Nutshell for more deep dives into the lives of history's most influential figures. Let us know in the comments what you think about Mussolini and who you'd like us to cover next. For watching. Stay curious.